From Stone Town, Zanzibar, this is Josh Friedman introducing my East Africa trip. I am right now in the heart of Stone Town, which is basically the heart of the main island of Zanzibar. The island is called Unguja. Zanzibar is an archipelago, a collection of islands off the coast of East Africa, and it is currently part of the East African country of Tanzania. So there's significantly different culture here in Zanzibar than there is on the mainland, where I will be heading soon. And a friend of mine is going to pop in and talk a little bit about that. But let me give you a look at the area. So this is my favorite time of day to be at this location, and my favorite place in Stone Town. We are in Forozani Park, which I'm going to walk around and show you a bit more of. We're on the west side of the island, so we get a nice sunset here, which is in the background. It's the time of day when everyone's out and having fun on the beach, kicking around a football or soccer ball. There are boats in the water, the harbor, which is the main harbor where you catch the ferry and where commercial traffic comes in and out as well. That's down there. We might get a picture of that coming up. And there's a food market, which I like to visit in the evenings. That's my favorite dinner location. We'll head there momentarily. Anton, come on in.
Yes, sir.
I am introducing a friend of mine I've made here in Stone Town.
Конечно.
He's saying
Yes.
Конечно, which means of course in Russian. And we might as well get straight to the point then. Why is it that you know Russian?
I'm coming from the mainland, and my mother is Russian, and my father is from Songea, from the regions. But I'm living here in Zanzibar in a tourism company, and Zanzibar is a very fantastic place. Different culture, different people are living here, and majority of the tourists now are coming from different countries: Poland, Russia, United States, Germany, and people here. Italy, of course, for many years, because and people here are very friendly. So Zanzibar
We're gonna walk as we talk, okay? So Zanzibar is
a very lovely and safe place to be, because you are safe to work at any time, at anywhere. Not like other cities or other places, because here they consider humanity as a first priority. Though there's a different kind of religion, Muslims and
let's get into that. So you are from the mainland, and when you say that, you mean mainland Tanzania, right?
Yes.
And here in Zanzibar, it is predominantly Muslim. Almost everyone among the locals is Muslim. Not everyone, but almost everyone.
Yes.
But on the mainland, that's not the case, right? So
Yes. Even here, majority are Muslims, but nobody touch somebody's face. So you can believe whatever you want. As long as that here there's a peace and love with each other. So even if you don't have any religion, nobody follows you up. And here, people, as I said, like they are friendly, they are kind, and there's also like different cultures they are coming here. So it's kind of like they call it like a small Hong Kong, but in Africa.
a small Hong Kong. I don't know if this is Hong Kong. This did use. If we're gonna talk business and trade, this did used to be a hub of the spice trade, right? Zanzibar was a spice island, yeah?
Yes. Zanzibar, it is a spice island, because there's farms somewhere in the middle to the north, and they are farming different kind of spices. And these spices were brought from India, from Arabic countries, and from Far East. And that is now up to, because the environment and people here, they keep it like a traditional, because it has been since slavery time up to today. So people are still like farming and maintaining it.
So the slave trade is the other big trade, or once huge trade in Zanzibar, and I'm going to be getting into that in depth in an upcoming video. I paid a visit to the East Africa Slave Trade Museum that's located here in Stonetown, and that's actually where we met each other. We met each other outside
Yes, slave trade, it's
the
like
museum.
yes, slave trade is kind of like a mark that kept us, historically.
Divided, or a mark that.
But the majority of the slaves were not from Zanzibar. Majority were coming from mainland, and they are through this just opposite of Zanzibar. There's a city in the mainland called Bagamoyo. So that was like transporting them here. Here it was just like they're coming, the slaves, and they are sold. But they are not originally people from here. Majority are coming from mainland. But
Let's keep walking so we get a little bit more of the scene and the setting before the sun really goes down.
goes down. Yeah.
So I said I'm introducing my East Africa trip. I've actually spent the past month here in Zanzibar, which is longer than I've expected, but I've really loved. It's been a surprise, but I really love it in Zanzibar. So that's probably why I've stayed so long and chose to celebrate the holidays here. Here is this market in the middle of Forzani Park,
Forzani.
where you can get your mishkaki, the meat
Traditional
skewers or
food.
fish skewers.
Yes.
It's just such a nice setting, right on the Indian Ocean. And if you can see over there, that's the harbor, and that's where you catch the ferry to go to the
To
mainland.
the mainland, Dar es
So,
Salaam.
so when I
The boat which takes about 1 hour and a half to
When
reach the mainland.
when I depart Zanzibar to start my travels around East Africa, I will take that ferry and
Yes.
head to Dar es Salaam, which is a big city, right?
Big city.
What should I expect in Dar?
It is Dar es Salaam is not a capital city, but it's a major city. Even up to now, the state house is there, or the parliament is still there. Slowly, our president is moving capital city to Dodoma, but in Dar es Salaam also different cultures, different people, and people there. They're coming from different regions and different languages speaking, but majority is the same, Kiswahili and English. You cannot get lost about anywhere you want to go. As long as you speak these two languages, English and Kiswahili, the same like here in Zanzibar, you can go anywhere you want. And all other,
I speak Kidogo Swahili.
yes. If you speak Kidogo, then you can learn. But to learn Kiswahili is very easy, because what you speak, what you write. And then doesn't have a complication of verbs or pronouns or whatever. Kiswahili is just the way you speak, the way you write.
It would probably be of use for me to really improve my Swahili, given nothing's set in stone. I can't guarantee that I'll go exactly to where I think I'm going, but my plan is at some point after mainland Tanzania is to visit Kenya. I don't know if you've been to Kenya, but
I've been in Kenya.
in Kenya the
but,
two main languages, not the tribal languages, but the two main languages are English and Swahili, right?
Yes, but Kenya, I've been there, but Kenya is not because I'm saying something against them, but Kenya is not a friendly country like Tanzania. That's to be honest, because Kenyans they count themselves very smart people. Of course, they are smart because they are much more intelligent and much more educated somehow. But here, Tanzanians, we are maybe not much educated, but we are much more friendly.
Let's sit down right here. Well, I wasn't expecting to get in. They have a nice little tent set up here, and right over here is the harbor. So we'll have the harbor in the background of the shot. And this right here, at this time of day, usually there are kids, boys running and jumping and diving off, but it doesn't look like they're doing that today. It's quite a sight in general. Anyway, you're making a point about Kenyans. I guess it's a little bit of a preview of some East African rivalries that I might run into.
But the Kenyans, they count themselves like smart and intelligent, so they're not that friendly so much, to be honest.
I've made friends with a couple Kenyans. I don't know.
But
we'll see.
What I mean in general, because the Kenyans are very, intelligent wise. But if somebody wants to see somewhere, he should go and visit and see how the people. Maybe I can say.
I do. I want to go visit Kenya, and I'm very confident I will be. I don't know. Hold on one second, because I gotta finish a little bit of this preview. So for sure, I'm heading to mainland Tanzania. I would like to visit Kenya. I'd like to veer off and make a couple side trips, like to Rwanda and Uganda. I don't know if that's gonna happen. And the other country I'd like to really spend time in during this northern hemisphere winter, southern hemisphere summer is Ethiopia. Have you been to Ethiopia?
Yes, I've been in Ethiopia, but at the airport. I had a long transit. I took a flight in 2004 to go to Venice in Italy. But in Ethiopia, people are very, very different from us other Africans, because they are not Arabic, but they are very smart-looking people. I mean, very beautiful women come from Ethiopia. And another thing is the country is like mountainous. It's kind of like it's in the plateau. It's not like a
mountainous.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very interested in Ethiopia for a variety of reasons, but in the region, it's a very significant country. At the moment, there's stuff going on with a big reservoir and the Nile, and I'm interested in learning about. Hold on a second. I'm interested in learning a little bit about some of the East African conflicts, and then there's the whole African Union. I want to try to get some understanding of if that's going to expand or fall apart. And these are some of the things I'll be looking into in Ethiopia if I do get there, and I'm hoping to get there in a couple months or so, as my plan is to spend, like I said, the northern hemisphere winter and the southern hemisphere summer in East Africa, and so far that's worked out very well for me. I've stayed out of the cold, and I'm walking around in shorts and a t-shirt at night and getting a sea breeze, which is so relieving. I guess I don't want to give up the beach and the sea here in Zanzibar, but I might run into it in other locations. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up this preview. You look like you have something to say.
Yes, I want to say there's one thing. The Ethiopians, in the whole of Africa, they are very good in aviation. They are much more modern, even South African Airways. They have many aeroplanes, and then their aeroplanes are very advanced. They are using even Boeing Dreamliner 787. They have about 10 of them, apart from 777, apart from 767, and their cabin crew and service within the airline is kind of like super. Even in Zanzibar here, the aeroplane which comes, it's a Dreamliner. So there's a Dar es Salaam going, and also in Zanzibar. That means in the aviation, transportation, they are very good in that sector.
Well, that's useful for me to know, because I'm thinking about wrapping up my East Africa trip in Addis Ababa and flying out from there, and so maybe I'll fly. What's it called? Ethiopia Air or
Ethiopian
Ethiopia?
Ethiopian Airlines.
Ethiopian Airlines.
They have I mean, their aeroplane usually lands in major cities.
I've seen some of their advertisements. It looks
They-
like they have some significant routes.
Yes, they go up to Washington non-stop. They go up to, Paris, London.
Which, by the way, I came to Zanzibar from Paris with a connection in Istanbul. I really recommend come visit Zanzibar if you're in Europe. Why spend the whole winter in the cold? There are flights reasonably priced to and from Zanzibar. It's just a fantastic place to be. So
Yes.
so that's how I will wrap it up. I've got a lot to look forward to in the coming couple months, possibly more, as I hopefully travel East Africa. To you, is the ferry taken off, or what is that?
Yes.
That's the ferry to Dar? No, it looks too small.
No, it is just going to park.
It's too
Because,
dark. It's too dark for the viewers to see.
there is-
Anyway, let's wrap this up. We've been going 16 minutes already. So to you, Anton, I've got to say,
Yes.
asante sana, which is thank you very much in Swahili.
You're welcome. Yes.
And spasiba balshoi, which is thank you
Na
very much
здоровье.
in Russian.
Yes. На здоровье. Это, конечно, мы вместе с вами. Тогда любую минуту мы можем сообщиться.
Ужас, сейчас мне надо говорить на русском.
Ну да.
Это большой проблем. Okay, no, we're not gonna talk in Russian. We're gonna wrap this up. Thank you very much, Anton.
Yes.
Thank you to everyone who's watching, and I look forward to coming to you from many destinations in East Africa. До свидания.
До
Goodbye.
свидания.